Hey, folks, welcome to Beyond the Paranormal Podcast. It's Tuesday, and we're all hungover after our Christmas woes. And so it's another adventure of Beyond the Paranormal Podcast. With me on here, I always have my co host.
Hello.
Yep,
I'm RhiAnna.
there we go. And then we have our guest for this evening. We have Brandi. Is it Hoosier? Did I say that right? Brandi. Your
Can you
earbuds
hear
went
us?
dead. Brandi, your earbuds dead. Your earbuds went out. See? Technical difficulties already, folks. Hang on. Your earbuds went out. Oh, wow. Can you close out, Brandi, and come back in, maybe? Oh, Lord. See, it just worked fine.
Can you hear us now? Nothing?
Hang on. I muted you. Brandi.
Yes.
Yay!
There we go.
Okay, that was the weirdest thing, and I'm not even kidding. You were like in slow motion talking. At first, I thought you were doing it on purpose. You're like, whoa. I was like, I can't.
I do that sometimes, to break the ice, stuff like that. So, how was your Christmas, Miss RhiAnna?
Oh, pretty good. Lots of good gifts. I
Okay.
got an Oculus. I've been playing Resident Evil 4, shooting a bunch of zombies.
Okay,
stuff
so
like
you got an Oculus. Oh, I'm sorry. You will hurt somebody with that thing.
that.
Seriously.
Maybe.
You just got these goggles on and you're all over the place trying to fight things, and then you would knock somebody out.
That's what there's little wrist controllers on it to tighten it so I don't be throwing them at people.
It don't matter. You'll knock somebody out with your fist or something other.
I did have a little kid over here playing it earlier, and he punched a table. But
See, that's what I'm saying. Oh, Miss Brandi, how was yours?
It was pretty good. I'm
Okay.
glad it's over, though.
Yeah, Christmas is lame. I'm sorry. I know everybody's gonna say, it's for the reason. The season's for the reason. I don't care. I don't care. All right, let me make sure this is going on my end, folks, and then we'll get into this and we'll dive into some questions and things.
Has there been any comments yet? Because I can't see any.
Nope, nothing.
I can't see any.
Okay.
Hang on. Yes, comments and questions welcome by RhiAnna.
Okay, I do see that.
Okay, so let me go back over here. Reasons for the reason.
I just wonder who's on. So if you're on, comment. Let me know here.
Yeah, I have it up on my Facebook page. So if anybody comes in here and asks any questions, I'll see it over here. I'll have to jump back and forth. And also, too, it's in the chat room over here, too. So RhiAnna can, she'll help me out on this stuff. So anyway, this podcast is about a residential home haunting. This is real life stuff, folks. This is not what you see on TV. What you see on TV is portrayed as entertainment. This is actually legitimate, real stuff. Jennifer Renee Clark just sent me a friend request. Okay. Lord of mercy. I'll have to come back in here and close that out. She commented on YouTube. I think. I don't know. See, we need another person on here to do all this watching stuff for us, RhiAnna. That's what we need. Let me. Okay, so let's dive right into this. Lacey Van Hooser, I'm here. Can't wait to hear the story. Okay, so that one's in the comment section of the live podcast on my Facebook page. But you basically you had a home that you wanted to purchase, correct? And then you started making some, remodeling it and things like that, and start cleaning up for you guys to live in. So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about the house you found, your thoughts on it, why you wanted to buy it, things like that, and then we'll dive on into some other stuff.
Okay. We were looking to buy a house, and the house just fell in our hands. I always wanted to get like an older home. The home is 121 years old. Things didn't start happening until, okay. I started working on it before my husband started demoing. I was going down there daily with my 3-year-old daughter, and she's the one that actually brought all this up. She told me, started talking about her friends. I was going with painting, and I was like, look, there's nobody else here.
Your daughter started talking about her friends? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
You can go on. I'm sorry. I was just clarifying.
Yeah. So that's just how it started. She started saying, her friends, and I was like, we're the only ones here. And she's like, no. And, and I could hear her as I was painting in the rooms, like talking to something. And I was like, it's weird. But nothing had ever happened. I spent hours upon hours upon hours inside this house by myself, even without her there, painting, and nothing ever happened. There was one room that I had spent probably 48 hours in painting. See, the kitchen had a fire, okay? The kitchen had a fire by the previous renters. So when we bought the house, we were going to just redo it. There's a lot of really, really good stuff still in the house, but we were going to redo the kitchen and redo some paneling on the walls. It's got wood throughout. I mean, beautiful wood throughout. But nothing ever seemed out of the normal, besides when my daughter started talking about the friends. And then I was just like, what? There's nobody here.
When that started happening, though, did it kind of raise your suspicion? Like, hey, maybe I need to take a look at this, possibly dive into this a little bit further, or?
Well, it did bring back up a time after I bought the house. It was like a year after I bought the house. There was a woman and a man pulled in our driveway at our current location and asked me if there was a dead body on that property, if I was the owner, and if there were a dead body on that property at our new house. And I had no idea what they were talking about. We owned the house for 2 years before we even started doing any work on it whatsoever. So that was my first thoughts. I'm like, who are those people that thought that there was a dead body? And how can I get in touch with them? That was my first thoughts. Like, what's going on? So I started doing my own little investigation. I still can't find those people. I don't know who those people are. So if you're watching this and you pulled in my driveway a year after I bought the house, please let me know, because I would like to talk with you.
So when you bought it, did you know of any deaths or anything that occurred on the property at all?
The guy that we bought the house from said that there was no deaths. I did ask because I was just curious. Not that it mattered because it's 121 years old.
Mm.
You know, I was just curious, and I asked him if there was any deaths inside the home, and he said no. That his parents owned the home, and then him and his first wife lived there. And then when they divorced, he lived there by himself, and then he started renting it when him and his second wife married. There's people that died while they lived there, but no deaths inside the house, no.
So there's some folks that's already in the chat room. Resale Robin's in here. I know Robin. I know who that is. Hi guys. Hey Brandi. 92 Twitch 92's in here. Renovation is big setup for ghosts. Well, yeah, I mean, anytime you renovate a place that has activity, yeah, it's going to stir things up because, you know, they don't like what you're doing. So that's going to happen. But, you know, there are things that you can do. The thing that I asked you a long time ago, because you've been talking to me about this for a long time, I asked you about the history of the location because that's a big factor. Because when you go in to buy a house, you're like, oh, this is an awesome house. But, you know, your dream home could actually be your nightmare, you know, when you buy something like this, and that's hard to get out of. When you started to have this activity and stuff, you know, after you bought this house and it started going crazy the way it was, we're going to show some photos here in just a little bit of some things. Did it ever occur to you like, oh God, you know, we're stuck with this. How are we going to get out of this? I mean, you're still sitting with the house right now, correct?
The house is empty right now, yes. I have stopped renovations.
And it's going to be hard to rent the house out because you don't want the same, you know, you don't want people coming in and having the same problem you guys did. You know what I mean? And you can have, I don't know, you can have, I was going to say this straight up. This is just how I feel. I mean, this is just it, plain as day. You can have 15,000 preachers come in and bless a house. Still ain't going to help sometimes.
Well,
Doesn't matter what you do.
After we took the pictures and figured out that there were things in the house, I mean, yes, pictures can be deceiving, but not the pictures that I have. I mean, you can clearly see things. I reached out to some preachers, and they would make appointments to come and bless the home, but they never would come. Now, I did have one preacher come out and bless the home after, like, the beginning, and they went dormant for like 2 weeks, and they were back.
So do you think that the ones that canceled on you, you think that possibly the entities had something to do with this, maybe?
I really can't say. I'm not sure. I don't know if they didn't believe me, the things that were happening, or if they were scared. Who knows?
It's a very scary situation when you go through it for yourself. But I mean, you know, and I've told you this, you could be your own worst enemy with stuff like this. But the things that you showed me and EVPs and stuff, it's quite active. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's went on here. So for you, when did you have your first experience during this to say, hey, look, I need to get somebody in here because I'm not staying here?
Okay, so when we were working upstairs, the biggest thing we did upstairs was I painted and we tore out the bathroom. Nothing really happened besides my daughter. My daughter was saying she's seen a cowboy in the bedroom, her bedroom, and that her friends help her up and down the stairs. And then it got to a point where she didn't want to go upstairs. She wanted to stay outside. She didn't want to go inside. And then we started working and tearing out the kitchen where it had burned. And I had a friend that was helping me at the time because my husband was sick. And one night we were there until midnight. And I'm not sure. I can't really remember. This has been a while, so I'm trying to think back. And I know I have it all wrote down because I'm eventually going to write a book or something. But it was either that night. No, actually, it wasn't. Okay, we were there till like midnight that night, and then she spent the night. The next day, we were going to go back down and work again. But we were so tired from that day that I told her, I was like, I'll just do your hair, and then at dark, we'll go and start taking pictures. Because I'm curious. I want to know. And then that's how it started for me. When I
At
seen
that
the
point,
first
you
picture.
hadn't seen anything. It was just your daughter speaking about her friends
Yeah,
and stuff.
I hadn't
Okay.
seen the first thing. To me, I feel like they were just kind of watching me.
Mm-hmm.
But once I took the pictures, that's what got me. I have a lot of pictures, a lot of evidence that we couldn't fit in within an hour. I mean, this has been going on for a long time, like probably close to a year now. So I did send a few pictures, but I didn't send the first picture I seen, but I'll never forget that. We had ordered food. We had taken pictures and we had ordered food, and my friend had went in to get the food, and I was sitting in the car and I started looking on my camera roll. And I'll never forget the first picture I pulled up. It looked like, and like I said, he doesn't have this photo. It looked like the devil pointing at me. It had horns, and I think you've seen it. Have I not showed you that, John? That picture?
I don't think you sent that to me.
I thought I
No,
had.
I'm looking. I don't think you had sent that to me.
I think I did from at the beginning. It has horns, and it literally has its mouth open, and it's pointing at me. And I threw my phone, and I was just crying after that. I just knew. I was like, what in the world is going on right now? Because this is something I just did not believe. I didn't believe any of this. So it was way back.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was way back, John. If you still have our messages, it's way back. I may have sent it to you, but I didn't send it to you recently.
I have to go back through and look at them for sure. Folks, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask Brandi or any of us in here, please feel free to put your questions into the chat room, and we'll answer them as best as we can. Again, this is just, we're bringing this to life for Brandi because she's been through crap with this, and this is real life, folks. This does happen. So for the folks out there who says this isn't real, whatever, it is real for some folks, and it does happen. So it does. RhiAnna,
So
go
what
ahead.
did you do after you saw that picture? Did you have to go back that day, or did you put it off for a while?
She came out and she's like, what is wrong? And I showed her and she was like, I see it. And we drove back to the house. I couldn't even eat my food. I just kept looking through the pictures, and we just kept getting more and more stuff. I mean, that house was loaded wall to wall. Seriously, loaded wall to wall, looking out the windows at us. We stayed outside most of that night, outside in my car, because I'm like, what am I going to tell people? Nobody's going to believe me. I felt crazy.
So could you see them without taking the photo? Could you see them with your naked eye?
I couldn't see them with my naked eye until probably like 6 months ago.
Okay.
What was that like for the first time seeing them with your own eyes?
Terrifying.
And what other evidence? Have you got any audible evidence? Have you heard anything? Or even if you didn't capture it, was there anything that you could just hear?
I had some different groups come in. Like I said, I reached out. The preachers wasn't coming, and I reached out to a paranormal group that was in my area. and they came out. John actually has a moan they caught on EVP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. For me to say this is good, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were there that night, I don't know what kind of equipment they had on a laptop. They came out the very next night after I contacted them. I didn't know any of them, okay? Like, at all. They didn't know nothing. Well, it was the day after my birthday, so it was June 15th. And you can hear clear as day, and John also has this, he can play. It says, "Happy birthday."
Wow.
Mary Woods wants to know, what about the cross on the wall?
Oh, yeah. John has these pictures, too. After the preacher came and blessed the home, crosses started burning in my walls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really
Just
freaky.
spontaneously.
Yeah, they just kept showing up in the walls.
And the kitchen fire, do you know what caused that?
The old homeowner said that it was baseboard heater that caught on
Mhm.
fire, and that the previous renters were hoarders, and he didn't know. That's why when we first bought it, that's why I thought, well, okay, they've just up and left their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was just too much, and there was that fire, and they just wasn't worried with it. But if you think about it, hoarders do not leave their stuff.
No.
And I cannot get in contact with the old renters. It's like they fell off the face of the earth. I have not been able to get in contact with them because I have so many questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I told her, I said, make sure you do your background check on the location. And when she went to go try to check, I mean, there's absolutely nothing.
Well, see, it's crazy because they said that the husband had left for work, the son had got on the bus, and the wife left for work. And then within 15 minutes, the kitchen was on fire, and no one ever came back. So my question is, what started the fire? Did the renter start the fire?
Mm-hmm.
What started the fire?
Yeah, that was my question.
And that's the big question right there is what's facts and what's not facts. You know what I'm saying? This is where we have to tie all these pieces in to say, okay, what's real, what's not real. Because
and I will tell you, and I do have pictures of this, but John doesn't have those. When we got in and started actually ripping out more of the kitchen and the ceiling, up in the attic of the kitchen, because it was a build on. The kitchen was like built on to the actual house. So it has a separate attic. Okay. Once we took out the ceiling in the attic, the wood to the attic has never been touched. Like no smoke damage, no nothing. It's like it went around the kitchen walls. And not the floor either. It didn't go on the floor or it didn't go above. It was just around.
Yeah, she sent me that photo. Actually, I've got that photo, and I didn't know you want me to put it on here this evening, or
well, it just came up.
Anyway, yeah, it's an odd photo because, like she said, it's not even touched. I mean, it's like somebody built it that day. I mean, you can look at it; it's crystal clear. I mean, there's nothing. So
smoke rises
odd.
and heat rises too. So
it kind of puts you in mind of like the what's it called? Combustion? Was it spontaneous combustion?
Mm-hmm.
You know how it's like just isolated as that one subject and that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's awful weird just to be one location. It didn't rise up, didn't do anything. So done.
Mm-hmm.
So weird. So weird. I think this house has a lot of hidden stories that people are just diving into. And once you dive into this thing, it's like opening, you're playing Russian roulette pretty much. You don't know what you're going to open up. And if you're a paranormal team and you're helping these families out, it's a commitment. It's not just one day and then we're gone. It's a commitment.
After the investigators came out, did it stir up some things? Did it make it worse for you for a while?
He did a podcast and he said that was the first time that they were scared to bring something home other than COVID.
Wow. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, it's not guaranteed that you're not going to bring anything home. It's not like, you know, it it,
Um,
it happens.
it was about the same. It never changed besides when it wanted me to think it was going. Like it will go dormant for a while and then it try back.
So what happened when you try to take your home back? Because I'm a big believer of standing up to this and try to take your home back, because that's your home and you stand up to these entities like that. So what happened when you try to take back your home?
Well, the first night in the home, it played with my dog all night and threw balls.
Jeez.
I can tell you that it was from about 9 o'clock that night until about midnight. I laid there with my eyes clenched shut, just listening to it throw the ball to my dog. And we were downstairs in the living room, and upstairs it just sounded like horses running through the house. My husband was just sound asleep, like he didn't even hear any of it. And I just ran out the front door and was outside until daylight. I couldn't handle it anymore.
So you left him in the bed and you're outside.
Well, if he's going to be that dumb, let him have him. I mean, come on.
What? Jesus.
He can sleep through it. It's fine.
Listen, he didn't believe me up until probably 4 months ago. Okay. Like he was beginning to think that I was crazy too. Even though he was seeing it, like he's seen it with his own eyes. But it's like
non-believers will make every excuse they can and say that's the wind, that's the wood creaking, that's circumstance. They will put everything in front of it before they will believe that it's paranormal. So
he looked
that
it
sounds about right.
But still didn't believe it after that. It has tripped him in mid-air before. It has drug things in front of the doorways and tripped him before. It's made cabinet doors come out and trip him. Like, it's never done me that way, but it does not like him. Like, it's all about
he doesn't believe in it. He doesn't recognize it, so they do that.
Here's another cool, well, I'm not saying it's cool. I just think it's very interesting that things that happened prior, you know, before they moved in, you know, she's experiencing, well, Lord of mercy, I'm getting not jabbers, I'm getting messages all over the place here. Hang on, I'll read these messages. But what I was getting ready to say, before I lost my train of thought, is, as always on here, when you go back and listen to what we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes, she's experiencing the same thing as people, like she said, 30 years ago that lived there, is having the same problem. But the people 30 years ago, they had some things move on them, like poltergeist activity. The guy got locked out of a room. He got trapped in a room. He had to jump out. So whatever this thing is, it definitely don't want nobody there. And, you know, you're having the same thing that's been going on for years. I mean, especially the dog getting the ball. I mean, so what about the footsteps and stuff that you said you heard somebody running back and forth? So you could actually hear.
I ran outside. I did not go check it out. I'll just tell you right now.
I cannot believe Adam just slept through all this. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. I'd be like, oh, gone. I mean,
well, I just was like, don't open your eyes. I don't want to see, like, just keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. And finally, I just like picked up my phone and I looked. I was like, don't look at nothing else. Just look at the time. Don't look at nothing else. And then I just jetted out the door. I could not take it any longer.
So Jennifer Clark says, do you have photos or video of the crosses in the home?
Yes,
in home burnt? We have them, but I didn't know she wanted me to add this to the picture. So, and also too, this home was built in 1940. I hear things here too. I've had nightmares. See, go away. I hear things here too. I have had nightmares since we lived here. So are you guys? I don't know. This is a crazy question, but are you too close around each other in this area, or no?
I don't think so. I think she is
Okay.
actually from back home.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, maybe it's like a natural thing there in the area, but if she's somewhere else, then no. That goes to my next question. Anybody else there around you have any activity? They've seen anything, especially when you guys are gone. Did they see anything just out of the
Your
ordinary?
neighbors ever have
Yeah,
anything to say about sounds
yeah.
coming when no one home or anything like that?
No, I've asked, but they've not really said anything. The guy in, he actually lived there before the last couple that lived there, which was the last couple lived there for 12 years. That's why I really desperately need to speak with these people.
Mm-hmm.
But he acted like we're crazy. He's like, no, nothing ever happened. I don't believe in that. And I'm like, I didn't believe in it either.
So this guy lived here, correct? That you're wanting to get a hold of. So here's my thing. So if he's just shooting it down that awful, that fast, then he's either hiding something or something did happen to him.
Right.
He said not. He said that he lived there with his daughter and grandson, and no.
Or it could have happened after he left. Whatever.
But what about 30 years ago? It makes no sense.
See, yeah. Yeah, see that's where you got to start.
It sounds more like it maybe happened, and like it could have been, like you said, how it started with your daughter. Like his daughter or the grandchild could have very well been saying they were seeing people and talking to people, and people write that off as, oh, that's their imaginary friends. That's not to say that it didn't happen while he was there. He was either just unaware of it or he wrote it off because he just didn't believe in it.
And marbles. I'll bring up the marble subject. We found tons of marbles in this house, okay?
Mm-hmm.
My daughter was in Kentucky my birthday weekend, and I went and picked her up. When we came back home, there was marbles on my kitchen table. My husband didn't put them there. He actually didn't leave the house while I was gone, so we're not sure how they got there, but there was tons of marbles in that house. And then just today, we do not live in that house currently. We're about 10 minutes from that house. But just today, my husband was cleaning leaves, and underneath the leaf pile, lo and behold, there's a marble. He finds them in his truck and everything, like all the time.
See, that's it's an attachment to somebody
leaving little clues, and it's wanting some attention.
Yep.
When we moved out of our other house, not the new house, when we moved out of our other house that we were renting, I was cleaning out drawers and I found like 15 to 20 marbles in the bottom of that drawer. And there was nobody that ever had marbles in that house. Which was really odd too.
Yeah, it can follow you even if you're not there. So it can be saying, hey, you forgot me, come back and play, Well,
if anybody wants it, like, come get it, please.
Oh, man, yeah. What about this location, Brandi? Have you had anything to happen here at this location other than the marbles?
Just the marble.
Just the marbles. See, that's got me so... Well, it's not so confused. It's just got me leaning toward that. It's just there to that one location. These marbles could just be anything. I wouldn't even freak out over this right now. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But that house that you was going to live in, there's a lot more stuff to this. Didn't you talk to somebody that actually, now I could be wrong. I may not have this correct here, but didn't they tell you that something had happened in the house though, other than the fire? Okay.
So let's get back to the people that lived there 30 years ago. What were some experiences that they had said had happened?
I wish he would play that video clip, but he didn't want to play it.
No,
She
not that one. The one that had all the cussing in it. Because I mean, I had like, man alive.
Well, that's when they actually looked in its eyes. Okay, it got a
Mm-hmm.
little wild. I am not gonna,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, what would you say if you were looking at like an 8-9 foot shadow figure in the eyes?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was stupid and dumb at the time when I was doing all this, and I mean, I wanted to do this for research and you know, interested in it. I probably would have either one run like crazy because at that time, yeah, there were some things that really got to me, But I don't know how I would have handled this if I'd actually saw it face to face like that. I probably would have just dropped everything and been like Donald Duck hopping out of there. So that's me.
She just said that she never had any experiences, but a lot of people had things to tell her, and that her sister was tormented in one of the rooms upstairs, and she would
Yeah.
always come and sleep with her because she would have migraines.
I'll play the audio if you want me to.
As long as you cut it off at the end when it starts mentioning names. Because she was trying to help me investigate to find out more for my investigation, and I don't want to put those names out there.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring this up here. I'm sure I can. Go ahead, Rhianna. I'll take it till I get this done.
Okay, so she said, now, okay, so the person who got locked in the room and had to jump out the window, that was somebody from 30 years ago, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I found this lady because I was searching the house's address and I found an obituary. It was actually her mother's obituary. She didn't die in the house, but she had lived there. It was like from a previous address, kind of linked her to her obituary. So when I found the daughter's name on the obituary, I found her on Facebook. And I know that sounds crazy, but I was really desperate and like, you know, CSI mode.
So she says she was in that room and it locked from the outside and she had to jump out a window and get out.
She said a guy was in that room and it locked him in there, and he jumped out the window to get away from it.
Okay, I want to try to play this one and see if this is it. If it is, I'll just stop it right quick. No, that's not. Let me go to this one and see.
And is this something captured in EVP? What do we got here?
Yeah, this is on EVP. Well, this is just a lady talking, giving some information on it. How long was it, Brandi? Do you remember?
That was like 30 some years.
No, I mean like the audio file. Was it like 19 seconds?
It would have been longer than that. It was like 2 minutes or something.
Oh, wow. Let me see if I've got
Or
that.
a minute and something.
Yeah, minute 29.
Yep, that's it.
So I'm just going to try to voice record this. If you can't understand it, you'll message me and let me know, because sometimes it backs up on me. Now, I never witnessed anything. A lot of people in the house had a lot to tell me about it. My sister did. She was tormented in the upstairs room. When you go around the banister, the one to the left, directly in front of you to the left, not the second one towards the front of the house, but the one to the left by the bathroom, and the one by the right. Hold on, this only does like a minute per recording. There was this old trunk in it that my mom had some heavy magazines in, full of magazines, real heavy. 2 men lifting it would, kind of be hard for them to do. And it flew across the room in that, the opposite room on the other side of the bathroom. I think it was, maybe Billy Reed.
Okay. There we go. Could y'all hear that?
Girl,
okay?
How can you say nothing happened but then be like, but
I know.
There was a heavy trunk that kind of just flew across the room.
I know. No. Okay. It flew across a hallway. Okay. The rooms are on each end of like a hallway and the bathroom in the middle. That's a big piece of chunk. That's like, yeah. Yeah.
There's a comment that says Basque Tech. What does that mean? Am I dumb?
No, I see that too from Charity Campbell.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay.
If you have any questions for Brandi or for any of us to ask or whatever, just lay them in the chat room. We'll ask away. We'll answer them as best as we can. So we got Brandi on here telling her story. Because
do you have the video of me holding those rods when the first team come out?
I think so.
Can you show them those?
Yep. Give me 1 second. I'll probably have to share my screen. Let me see if I can do this. Share screen.
I'm not sure why, but when the first team was there, they had the rods, and the rods kept pointing towards me and wanting me to hold the rods. And that team said that I'd never seen rods move that fast.
Well, come on, computer. It's trying. I don't know what it's doing.
The second team that I had come out, because I had two different teams, we set up cameras almost in every room, and it didn't catch anything. One of the ladies got scratched, but other than that, it didn't catch anything. And then two of the ladies come back at the very end, about 2 weeks later. And that's a print.
Okay.
Long story.
There's my screen. I don't know if I can do this or not. We'll see. Oh, dear God.
Why is it like
Okay.
I have no idea. Well, I don't think that's going to work out good, guys. So, no. I'm just going to remove it.
Okay.
Going
Do you
into
have
the
it
dimension.
up, Brandi, to where you could send it to me?
I don't. Can you send it to her, John?
Probably.
I've got a simpler way to do this. All right, I'm dropping this real quick.
We find RhiAnna on Facebook.
I can't see anybody's questions.
Swipe over.
Quiet?
Just send it to you, Miss RhiAnna, in Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, trust me. If something doesn't go wrong on any of my podcasts that I do, it's not a good podcast. Trust me.
Okay.
And yeah, these are, dowsing rods is not a big thing for me, but hey, whatever you like, it's totally up to you.
I would never do it again.
But these things are like helicopter blades. I mean, they're like, there we go.
Are we centered?
Yeah. Watch them things go around. Brandi's ready to take off. Look at that. So do you know what question?
Stop and then start again. That's the.
So was that during the whole process of the questions that was asked? I mean, were they just continued to spin? Did it like stop at certain things, or?
Well, they would spin and then stop and then go the other way. But they always pointed towards me and wanted me to hold them, and then when I would hold them, they would go nuts.
Out of all this, Brandi, what has this brought out of you possibly? Has this made you a stronger person? Has this made you want to be a fighter now? You know what I mean? Has this made you want to stand up to this thing? Because I know you have.
Yeah.
And I told you to stand with that. And, you know, folks, let me tell you, Adam and her were standing up to this thing, and for it to still be there, I don't know what this is. This thing has some mighty, mighty power. I'll just say that.
How can we see any of the photos? Is there any that we can show?
I've got them.
Okay.
I was gonna get them. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I know that's something people want to see, and yeah, I want to see.
So this is like the Osbournes, I want to believe. Where's this at on the Woogie Boogie scale? I'll give it a 2.
I was terrified at first, but I'm not terrified anymore.
I'm just going through these pictures because I didn't label them or anything, so I'm just going to throw these out here, Brandi, okay?
Okay.
And you can tell us what they are. Boom. This one I know for a fact. Okay, so I'm sorry. You go ahead, Brandi. I got all happy on this one.
This is, you can see, like right there in the window, is the shadow figure. One of the shadow figures.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at this photo over and over and over, and I tried to figure out how this could be a reflection, how this could be anything in the home that's reflecting this. I cannot come up with anything. Do I think that this is a possible entity? Yes, I do. Because
we have seen 8 to 9 foot shadow figure and 2 6-foot minion shadow figures. We have seen them with our own eyes. So I believe this is what I caught on picture.
Yeah. Yeah, when she showed me this, there's no way I could just say, yeah, that's nothing. I mean, there's definitely something in this photo that really, really intrigues me. Really intrigues me. Man alive. This is a good photo. I don't care, folks. This is just what I believe in. This is just what I see. So let's go to the next one. Do you see it, RhiAnna?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Brandi, you take it away on this one.
Now, there's a lot going on in this photo, but if you look towards the right, I think it would be everybody's right. I'm not sure
for just a
it's
second.
flipped.
That way.
If you look over towards RhiAnna on my screen, you'll see at the top, it looks kind of like a man that is bald. You can see his ears, his eyes, his nose, and then he has his finger over his mouth like shh. He reminds me of off the Addams Family. What's his name?
Fester?
Fester Addams is what it reminds me of. Can you all see that?
I'm trying.
I can't see, but I also lost audio for a second. So
it's up.
You got audio back now?
I can hear now, yeah.
Okay. It's up in one of the...
Marywood says, funny, I see something different.
Who says that?
It might be... there's faces all in this picture. Like, this is the one I'm like, oh my goodness.
So is there a curtain in this at all?
No.
Is this just straight empty window?
Straight empty window.
Okay.
Robin says...
I see a profile of a man. Sorry. I see a profile of a man with dark hair.
I think bald.
I see that now. You kind of have to look away and come right back because it'll pop out at you.
Mm-hmm.
You know how some people be like, let me show you that picture.
I mean, you can see faces all down through there peeking out.
Mm-hmm.
If you zoom in. Can you zoom it in just a little bit?
Not on this side, no.
And then there's one face over towards my left on the bottom. And he has like a mouth open and his teeth is like really
I see
jagged.
that one for sure.
You know what? And I'm not
I see
making
the
fun
big
of
long
somebody.
nose on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that sticks out plain as day. But I'm not making fun. Brandi knows me. I've said this before. Even when she showed me this, I said that reminds me of I think it's Pumpkinhead off of the Ghostbusters, the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I see that, it pops out. I'm like, oh my god, what the crap? It looks like a little guy standing there like that. I could see his arms, his torso, legs. I mean, it's all there.
Mm-hmm.
That is a wild photo for sure. Because it's there in the lower left-hand corner.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So let's go to the next one. Yeah, I know about this one. You can take it away from this one, Brandi.
Okay, this one was actually like 2 months ago. It wasn't that long ago at all. But it was in the ceiling of the kitchen. We still have not put back, so it's just rafters. And I wish that we could like circle. That's what we're talking about. But it looks like a hand coming down, if you can see that, towards the left.
Yeah, right there. I see it.
And then right beside of that, it looks like a baby doll head with a white eye and a black eye, smiling.
See, I don't see that. This is what I
see.
see.
That. I see a face.
Well,
I see two black eyes and a nose and a mouth, and then a little light coming through.
But look at this though. Over to the left hand side of the hand, it looks like some scripture written there. There's something wrote on some type of paper, or it looks like there's something wrote over there. Y'all see that? Am I crazy? Because I mean,
something beside the hand, but I can't make that out.
Well, no. But I mean, it looks like it's something written there. It looks like something scribbled.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense, if you can see that.
I think I mean, more faces.
Mm-hmm. You gotta kind of turn your head just so.
Yeah, it's like it's looking sideways.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I see it over here beside the hand to the right. I see that, but to the left of that, it looks like there's something written there. That is absolutely cool. I like the hand. There's no doubt about that. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're not disclosing where this location's at or anything, but this is the outside of the home. And here is the other. That's a beautiful house. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing, like I said at the beginning of this, you know, I think a lot of people's fear, well, some folks, they want to, you know, they find their dream home right in their price range. They're like, oh God, I can't believe I found this house for this much. And then you get into this, you start remodeling, and then all hell breaks loose. It's like, you know, what happened? And if I'm not mistaken, man, and some real estate person can let me know about this, but aren't they supposed to let you know if a house has paranormal activity now before you buy it? If the homeowner,
I know about deaths, they're supposed to inform you, but I don't think that they are legally obligated to tell you about paranormal activity.
I tell them, I'll be like, look, this place is jacked up. You know, that's what I'd say.
So anyway, what are we looking at here?
Yep. Describe this one, Brandi.
Okay. This was the day that we started moving furniture in. I took a picture, and if you look towards like the bottom of the picture, you're looking through the front window. So what I see towards the bottom on the left-hand side is you can see like, it looks like a little girl to me with pigtails. Kind of has bangs with dark eyes and a nose and a mouth. And then beside of it is maybe like a little boy.
Where?
Towards the left at the bottom.
Where the reflection of the tire is? Let me see.
I don't see a reflection. Oh, yeah. It's like right above that. I see it clear as day.
Yeah, on this one, I'm going to have to like back out. I don't know. I don't see it. But I mean, that's, you know, that's just me.
Oh, I see a face now. Okay. You got to not look at the tire.
I'm not looking at it. I just saw the tire.
The void above the tire. And the girl face is creepy AF.
I know. That girl face.
Girl. Where's the... I don't...
It's like it's distracting because of the tire. Like, you gotta look above the tire. Like, it's shadowed over the tire. And it's weird because I know you said you think maybe a little boy beside of it, but I just kind of see like a semi-transparent figure-ish, like reaching over. The teddy bear, it's where we have a comment, Marywood says, is there a teddy bear at the bottom? It's just kind of where the tire, and then you have the subfixed shadow on top of it. It gives that illusion of a teddy bear shape. I get what you're saying, girl, but it's like you can see the head shadow on top of the tire, so it looks like a teddy bear.
It reminds me of like those smaller football heads, like shaped like a football. Like a foam football head.
When Brandi sent me these photos, and I'm looking at these on my phone, I'm at work, and I'm like, I'll check these out when I get home. She's like, it's there. Look at it now. I was like, okay, just wait till I get home.
Her nose is creepy on this little girl. It's creepy.
I'm looking. I was going to go look away and come back maybe, and I'll check that out later.
Bring it back. Go away from it and then bring it back.
I'm bringing
it back. You gotta not look at the tire. It's above the tire.
Bring it back.
Actually, there's no tire. That should be in the thing. I don't know why it's showing that, but I don't know what's making it look
I can see a rim, like a...
Yeah, there's a rim and a tire there.
No, I promise there was no tire on the porch.
Okay, let's go to this one. Okay.
This is through the front window again. There was nothing in this room besides the mantle, which you're looking at, with a mirror over the mantle, and then there was a oil lamp sitting there on the mantle.
Okay.
I believe 110% that is the cowboy that my daughter was seeing in her room.
Where? To the left?
To the left of the oil lamp.
Oh, with the hat and I see that now.
Holding a dog.
I don't see the dog.
Well, it's more like a bone dog. It's white.
I do see something that's shaped like a skull.
Yeah, it's like a
skull.
skull.
The nose. Yes, I do see that, but...
And it's weird because I have another picture that I didn't send you of that same skull.
In a
different room.
A lot of photos can play tricks on you and matrix out, but I just don't know about this one. I see it. Trust me, I see this. But for me to say it's 1,000% what it is, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it might be shadow matrixing also from the light, the way that the mirror can play it through.
But this looks really good, though. You know what I mean? It's like...
So is the photo of the mirror?
Yeah. Yeah, this one got me.
Was this during the day, Brandi?
No, it was at night.
God, it looks like during the day. Wow.
Oh, it's real. Like, he's wearing a cowboy hat. That's definitely, I 110% believe that's what my daughter was seeing.
So on a size scale, because what we see is a photo, on a size scale, when you took this picture, how big was what you're looking at? Because we're looking at, 3 millimeter high shadows.
Now, how big was this mirror or window that you took this photo at?
That window is huge.
Okay.
It's actually like a custom window. I don't know what you would say. I don't even know how big you would say it is, because when it opens, it's so big, it only opens up about that far at the bottom because it goes all the way up. I mean, it's a pretty decent sized window.
So I'm going to go back here to the other photo just for a moment. My buddy Monica's in here. She said the rim is where the smile is on the girl for me. So that's where she was seeing it.
I don't know where y'all are seeing the tire, because there's no tire on that porch.
Oh, it's plain as day. Not unless it's something else that's thrown off like a tire, maybe like
a reflection, maybe.
Yeah, like a water hose spool, maybe. I don't know. Let's go next one. Oh, it's RhiAnna. I see her right there. What's about this one, Brandi? Talk about this one.
This was upstairs. This was one of the very first pictures that we had taken. It was upstairs in the bathroom. Now, keep in mind, the bathroom, that's the bathroom doorway, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing in that bathroom. It was gutted out. And you can see in the picture, like 2 eyes and like a white dress. Now, we have a live photo. I have this photo in live, and you can see it walking out of the actual door.
I wish you would have sent me that one.
Is there any way I can go out and do it?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. We're going to have you back on here because we're going to keep up to date on this and see what goes on. You know what I'm saying? Because this to me is like every other month thing to have you back on.
Look back, John. I may have sent that to you.
That's a lot of photos.
I'm positive I did. Because I think I turned it into a video and screen recorded. See, Mary, I've sent that live photo to her. She has seen the live photo.
How tall was this entity that came out of the bathroom?
About like the stair banister. So like at your waist.
I just have to click on one of these photos once I'm able to get into your messages here and then go through them. Folks, again, if you have any questions for us, please drop them in the chat room or on our Facebook page. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And for Brandi, she'll be more than happy to answer them. And to Robin, yes, you can co-host with me sometime as well. So, all right, here we go. Let me pull this up. Okay. I mean, there's a ton of these on here. Go ahead. You guys keep talking. I'm just trying to look through these things.
So what drove you to come up there when you took this picture? Did you hear anything, or were you just going through taking random pictures?
That was my friend that took the picture. I actually was too scared to go in the house at that point. I was like, you're going in, you're taking the picture. So she did. She was a trooper. And she was just going through and taking pictures because that was the night that we were just curious after my daughter was saying her friends. And to me, it's kind of like a frog head. Mary,
I see what you're saying.
Is there any way that you could send it to John super quick? It would have been one of the very first photos that I would have sent you.
Yeah, I'm going through these right now.
It's like you can even see it turn, like it does a turn. It's, and I'm pretty sure that my friend that took the picture, she is on here on the chat. So if she wants to comment and put what she thinks.
Yeah, I'm curious to know as this was coming through photo, like through the photograph, if there was any in that moment kind of cues of what was going on and if she kind of caught it at that time.
Sorry, folks. I apologize about this. I'm just trying to go through and find this photo. And Brandi also experienced like they painted you guys painted a couple of the rooms and there was stuff that was still seeping through. Is that correct?
Like an oily substance in one of them.
Yeah.
With no smell. It didn't have any smell at all. And it was like sticky, like sap. And still to this day, I painted that room with Kills. And still to this day, it's still coming out on the baseboard.
Yeah, I'm not finding that photo, Brandi. I'm sorry.
Okay, hang on 2 seconds. Hang on. You all talk about what you think that is. I'll be right back.
This window. Let's wait till she gets back and we'll go over this one. It's like I said, folks. When you get into this, it's a commitment to have a family out, and sometimes it's just not over. Okay, there's the photo.
Is that live?
Hang on one second. What do you mean, is it live?
Is that
It
one just
doesn't
a still
play.
photo, or is it live?
No, it's just a still photo, and then there's the bathroom door. Whoever this is in here, there's a full picture of the woman, and then you got the bathroom door. So I'll show it anyway. I think.
Yeah, I just cropped her out of it because I didn't know how she would feel about that.
Yeah, it wasn't cropped out of it. Okay, so this is the full one with her in it. Okay.
Okay.
Did you hear any voices, audible voices, while you were at the location? Did you hear anything that, other than noises, did you hear like any audible voices possibly?
Play that moan.
Okay.
Play the moan, and then play it telling me happy birthday.
The moan, folks, is kind of at the end of this. So I'll let you guys listen for it. Let me know if you guys can hear this. If it's too loud, whatever, let me know.
You walk through that door if you need to. If it's closed, I feel it. What do you feel? Just every hair on my head standing up. Okay. Are you in here with us? Did you just walk in the room? You had already been in here with us. Came up the back. He's right. That's it. In the corner? Been in here with us. Came up the back. He's right. That's it. In the corner?
Still, one more time.
Came up the back. He's right.
That moan's plain as day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're doing happy birthday.
Yeah.
Let's see. Brandi, I don't know if I can play any videos, remember? Because I couldn't do that one. So
That's the only way it would let me send where it's a live photo.
Send it to me, John.
y'all bossy. Boy, I tell you what, John.
Well, it
Nah,
would
I'm
have
just
to be
playing.
through text message. It can't be on Messenger. It has to be through text message.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I will figure this out. You trust me. Wait and see.
Well, if you want to just go ahead and play the happy birthday.
No. Just hang on.
Okay.
I'm not a techie for nothing. Miss RhiAnna Rhose. See if you got that.
I did. Let's see if.
Boom. Yeah. Whatever.
Or at the location, did you hear anything that, other than noises, did you hear like any audible voices possibly?
Yeah, it looks
That's
like
all
you're going
that
to.
Or at the location, did you hear anything that,
Oh, I
other than
see.
noises, did you hear like any audible voices possibly?
So you just don't worry about the sound because that's not even. You can see it moving. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold it closer.
Yeah, but go back because there's something that just.
You can't see the door.
You're going to have to, because I can't see what I'm doing.
We need a producer.
There, I can kind of see. Hold on. I got the reflection.
But there's a reflection of the door to look at it. What?
Can you see?
Yeah, that's coming through the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's play the happy birthday. Happy birthday to me. And this is like
This
I was
girl,
gonna tell you right now,
they
folks.
told me happy
This
birthday.
is
I
like
was done.
this thing is intelligent too. Very intelligent. Okay, let me go back in. Okay, Kenneth David Clevenger, has it happened at any other home you have lived in? Sorry, Dave or Kenneth, we just now saw this. This is a post that RhiAnna posted. Go ahead, Brandi.
Well, the marbles, like it was. I feel like it's carrying marbles back and forth to our old house, and then today we found a marble here at our new house. And then I just remembered my daughter, someone had told us to do a salt bath with my daughter, the first team that was there, so I did a salt bath, and she started crying and saying that a frog was in the bathtub.
And that's funny because that one creature looked
I know,
like a frog.
and my friend that went through all this with me, I think she's listening, but she can confirm that because she was there when that happened, that she was crying and saying that there was a frog in the bathtub. And I looked and looked, and I did not see a frog.
Okay, let me do the happy birthday.
So they can't count.
Can't count that high? Is there too many? No, I'm just going off over here. I mean, they're like loving me. Happy birthday. I mean, they're like loving me. Happy birthday. I mean, they're like loving me. Birthday. And my birthday was yesterday.
See?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Very intelligent. That's cool. I mean, I find it cool that it can respond back to you and answer your question. Do you know what was asked before that happened, Brandi, or was it just out of the spur of the moment it just come through?
That was just random. They were asking how many was in the room, and it said it can't count that high, or can't count, and they said can't count that high, and then it just basically just came through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going through my comments, make sure we haven't missed anything.
I also have footage where it said the first group asked, what do you want with these people? And it clearly says their souls.
Their soul or their souls?
Their souls.
Their souls.
I'm just going through the questions here, folks. I apologize. I'm just trying to see if anybody else has said anything or asked any other questions. Don't see anything. No frog, but marbles were everywhere and still show up. And I think of you, Brandi. Lacey Van Hooser.
What did she say?
No frog, but marbles were everywhere and still show up. And I think of you.
Okay.
Oh, in the bathtub.
They're still showing up at her house as well. After this.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my question. Did you both not have any paranormal activity before you stepped onto this property at this location?
I had something when my youngest daughter was around 2 or 3. She had what I would call imaginary friend, yeah. But it never went this far.
Right. Robin says, sell that dang place and get the freak out. They're not in that location currently.
No.
Yeah. No, they're not in there, Robin. And another thing too, I mean, I wouldn't want to sell that look. Well, I wouldn't want to put anybody else through this either. So That's just me. I know a lot of people would do it and wouldn't even think twice about it, but why would you want to, put somebody else through that? I couldn't do it.
And
Anyway.
I want to like state this for everybody watching, because I know that there's been rumors going around that I have said this, and I've never stated this, that it drugged my daughter through the hallway. Okay. I just want to clear that up. It never drugged my daughter through the hallway. I've never once said that. It tried to befriend my daughter. Like it was being her friend and being super nice. So I just wanted to clear the air for that. Any questions if you've heard that? That is not true.
And people will start anything that they can because that's just how people are, Right. Get the facts, folks. Get the facts first, folks, before you run the mouth. Run the mouth. That just irks me so bad. We're going to have you back on here to go over more stuff with this because I think this is a project to take a look at more. Hang on, people are in here now.
I know she isn't there, but I wouldn't keep it, and I'd leave a note for the new owners telling them after they move in, and then next I would sell it, but with a disclaimer.
Yeah, I would go Mary's route. If you ever did sell it, I'd put a disclaimer on there. This house does have paranormal activity. And some people, man, they jump right at that. They want those houses like that. They'll jump right at it.
At this point, I don't know what's going to happen with the house. I mean, I really can't say. I'm not 100% sure. People may call me crazy if I live there, but who knows? I mean, once it gets warm again and we start working back on the house and everything, I may move in. Who knows?
If it gets to the point where you're comfortable and you're not having anything going on whatsoever, and you take your house back and you stand up to it, then I see, go for it. But
the way that I see it, I've not been there. Really, if I could be there for a good month straight and make it uncomfortable, it does not want to be there with the presence of the Lord. I know that. So if I can make it uncomfortable, it'll leave.
Yeah.
So.
And it left for a little bit there too, and then all of a sudden it just started kicking back up. So.
Yeah, I was sleeping with Bibles under my pillow and playing Christian music all night long. It would literally turn my music off through the night, and that would wake me up, and I would turn it right back on and go back to sleep.
Yeah. Robin said, turn it into a haunted Airbnb. I told Brandi that. I told her to do that as well.
I know. I seen someone on Facebook that has a similar story to me, and that's what they did. And they charged $279 a night.
Look at these other locations, like mine RhiAnna's favorite place, Waverly Hills. Look what they charge. Look what all these other pay-to-play places. I can't even talk right tonight, folks. Jeez. Pay to pay. RhiAnna's my translator.
Some of them go up to $1,000 a night just to stay there and investigate an 8-hour time. So
yeah,
depending
Eastern
on who and what it is and how long they're wanting to stay.
Well, see, I will say that the first group that come out said that that moan, the EVP that they got, was better than the EVP that they got at, what was that called, John? I told you, the Manor.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It's
I want to say
haunted Manor. I can't even think.
I want to say Hillview Manor, but I don't think that's it. Where's that?
Biltmore Mansion. Biltmore Mansion.
Biltmore Mansion.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They said they got more activity at my house than Biltmore Mansion.
And that happens. I'm going to tell you guys straight up. I went to Waverly Hills, did an overnight investigation. I could have slept there that night. Not a thing happened for me. So that's my personal experience. I didn't have anything to happen whatsoever. But, the next group comes in, guess what? It could be off the chart. That's just how it is. Paranormal is not like a light switch that you turn off and on. Some locations, it's just it's off the wall. I mean, it just starts and just does its own thing, and it don't give a crap about you. And to me, that's residual hauntings. It doesn't care about you. It's not intelligent. It's not knowledgeable. It does its own thing. And with this interacting with you, this thing is very, very intelligent. It knows what to do, and it knows how to push your buttons, and it knows that you're scared. And that's why it does it, I believe. But you have told me you have been
away. It's been staying away from me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting ready to say. You have stepped up. You and Adam started, taking up and wanting your house back, and that's what you have to do. Eventually, this thing is going to say, "Hey, look, we got to get out of here. We got to go."
Or chill. Yeah. I don't know so much about getting it out, especially if it's residual or an attachment. I don't know so much about saying it's going to get out, but it might chill it, like calm its roll a little bit and not make things so uncomfortable for you.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Did you cut that clip down? The big clip? Did you get that?
And I want to say this. I want to say this right fast. We're going to play that. I want to say this right fast. For that team that came out to help you, kudos to those folks, because they're taking a chance of bringing something home with them. This could have easily went home with one of those guys and gals. So kudos to those folks to even coming out to attempt to help you, because, like I said, this is not fake. This is not games. This is real life. And people go home, don't have this, and you're there, and you have to live through this. That's two different sides of the story. So I will play.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until it starts happening to you.
It's all fun and games till you shoot your eye out. Let's see. I hope I got the right one, because I don't want the one where he's. Yeah, here, Adam made it. Here we go.
You see him?
Yeah. He's right in there.
Yeah, he's right there.
His eyes. I seen his eyes. I see you.
It's here, Chrissy. Where's it at?
I see you.
I
see you.
Go.
And that's when we seen the Shadow Man.
Yeah.
That's raw footage. That was recording in my back pocket footage.
That's the thing, when this happens to you, it's a surreal thing. I mean, crap gets real fast. And these people who say, "Oh, that's not real," blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry that you don't believe in it, but don't knock somebody who's actually going through this and having this thing go on, because that's not cool. There's things that happen to you that maybe nobody believes, and you get upset about it. So why knock somebody else? I know a lot of people who's had a lot of paranormal experiences, and a lot of it's been explained. Some of this can be explained, but they're still going through paranormal experiences. So there's nothing. Like I said, these things could take forever to settle down and do whatever. But don't you give up, because I know you guys will get your house back, man. If you don't.
I don't know. I don't know if we will ever live there. I honestly don't know what will happen with the house. I really don't.
Turn it into a bed and breakfast paranormal retreat.
But that was my house. Like, I love it. I always wanted to get an old house and fix it up. But I'm telling you right now, if you're listening and you wanted to buy an old house and fix it up, think about it first.
All right, folks, that's going to be it for tonight's episode of Beyond the Paranormal. See, I got it right this week, RhiAnna. Last week I couldn't talk with the crap. So we're still looking for a guest for next week, so stay tuned. We should have somebody shortly. I don't know who it will be, but I'll pull a rabbit out of my pocket, hopefully. I may interview RhiAnna.
Maybe.
Made us interview RhiAnna, have her go out to a graveyard somewhere, or do something live. I don't know. No, I wouldn't do that. That's one. I know you would. I know you would. See, that's one of my big pet peeves is I'm not a let's go to the cemetery and do some EVPs. And that's not up my alley. That's disrespectful. That to me, that is disrespectful to that graveyard and to that family's graveyard who you're tromping on. So that's my opinion. Sorry.
I mean, I would definitely go outside of it. I
know you would.
Yeah.
So we got some things that's going to be coming up here, hopefully in the spring. I definitely want to hit 2 spots, and we're going to test you really good. Chad said we will tell our story. Yeah. That you're more than welcome to, Robin. More than welcome to. Because I helped Robin out. At least I hope I helped them out when I was there with me and my team and the other ones who helped out. Folks, things do happen like this. And it's like RhiAnna said, when you have your first experience and you're like, whoa, it's either going to make you or break you. You're either going to stand up to it or you're just going to be like, nope, you're going to fly. It's kind of like that. Was it like the fight or flight deal?
Yeah.
So I'm on that fence. If it's too bad, I'm going to flight, which I'm not going to run too fast.
Don't think that it can never happen to you, because it can.
Ooh, that's a good slogan. That is a very good slogan. So I was glad to bring Brandi on here this evening to get her story out. And so, folks, if you have any questions or any leads or anything like that, please let us know. But like I was telling RhiAnna earlier, we do have some things planned for you.
We will have Brandi back. And when we can get more questions and more pictures, and when we've got a little bit more time and we're a little bit more tech savvy, we can get more videos feeded out, or video feeds out there for you. So
yeah, and plus where I do my other podcasts and working on it and editing audio and plus editing video, and then have to do this and edit it. I need somebody else to help me out on this too. So that's another thing I'm going to start looking into. Miss RhiAnna may be able to do that stuff, hopefully. We shall see. But anyway, folks, thank you all for tuning in. Please go out and subscribe to our YouTube page, Beyond the Paranormal Podcast. That would tremendously help us out. And please, if you have any questions for Brandi, I'm sure she'll be more than happy to answer those. But please be professional and don't be rude. Don't be stupid. Be kind, okay? Because like I said, we all go through this. Brandi, my friend, I'm always here. RhiAnna's here. You know how to get a hold of me. So I'll give you the best advice that I can. So we'll see y'all next week, folks. And please, please, please come back and check it out. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Bye.